The AIPJ anti-corruption team promotes and supports disability inclusion. The personal lived experience of people with disability makes most sense. The members of the AIPJ anti-corruption team now understand the importance and relevance of disability in their area of responsibility. They have worked with Disabled People Organization or DPO representative to raise the issue with and gain interest from KPK or Corruption Eradication Commission. They have facilitated participation of the DPOs in the activities and Saya Perempuan Anti Korupsi or SPAK, the Women Against Corruption Network. First, the starting point. People with disability are one of the target populations for the AIPJ program. The expectation is that all areas of AIPJ's programs and the work that AIPJ supports through partner strategies will ensure improved inclusion and benefits for people with disability. The AIPJ Disability Strategy puts forward a twin-track approach: disability-specific and disability-inclusive activities. The AIPJ Disability Team helps other AIPJ staff and partners to do this by facilitating and supporting strengthening capacity on disability by providing information, training, making introductions, and facilitating links with DPOs and other disability-focused organizations. The aim is to increase awareness and understanding and provide opportunities and support for staff and partners to initiate activities that will be inclusive of people with disability. Until early 2014, the AIPJ anti-corruption team had not included people with disability in their program. Although there had been conversations between the disability team and anti-corruption staff, no openings to introduce disability-inclusive activities into the anti-corruption program had been found. In quote, "We had thought that mainstream disability in anti-corruption had a long way to go and that there were other higher priority areas." AIPJ anti-corruption team staff. Second, progressing inclusion, networking and information exchange. In April 2014, staff from the anti-corruption team participated in the 6th monthly review, reflection and planning meeting that the AIPJ Disability Team facilitated for AIPJ staff and partner organizations implementing disability-specific and inclusive or mainstream activities. At this meeting, as part of the time allocated for sharing and exploring emerging issues and concerns, a DPO representative, Yuyun Yuningsih, raised her concerns about the corruption that is taking place at local government level by officials working with people with disability and the local DPOs. Examples were shared where local government officials are demanding payments when they register people with disability and are taking cuts from funds that are supposed to be disbursed to support the work of DPOs and welfare payments made to individual recipients, adults and children with disability. In quote, "We had been asked to include disability before, but when heard an example we understood the issue. Coming from people with real experience creates empathy and a whole different dynamic." AIPJ Anti-Corruption Team staff. Awareness raised and new understanding about disability and its relevance to the AIPJ program. At the meeting, the AIPJ staff and the DPO representatives discussed ways it might be possible to bring the examples of corruption to the attention of government and the public. The anti-corruption team developed a pictorial cycle that illustrated the problem and demonstrated the challenges and cost to the individual and the loss overall to the government from the relatively small amounts of money being taken in what appears to be a widespread and common problem. The AIPJ anti-corruption team introduced the DPOs to the Corruption Eradication Commission, or KPK, and at a meeting with KPK, the DPOs shared their concerns and gave examples of the corruption that they and their members had experienced. The commissioner made a suggestion that a research study would be a useful starting point as a way to collect more information, and he made a commitment to communicate with relevant parties about the issue with the aim for developing a better mechanism of management of the funds. In quote, "They are disabled and they are poor, which makes it hard for them to get out of the corruption cycle. Without the registration card, they cannot access all sorts of services, health, education, and others." AIPJ anti-corruption team staff. Media coverage. The meeting with the KPK received attention from the newspapers, TV, and radio that led to a lot of public interest. It seems that the media and the public were very surprised and shocked that people with disability who are marginalized are victims of this type of corruption. The attention did, however, create problems for the DPO representatives who were challenged, and some felt threatened by calls they received from government staff and also representatives of other DPOs who had participated and benefited from the corrupt behavior. Jakarta Post. KPK targets alleged graft in disability funds. The Corruption Eradication Commission, or KPK, said on Tuesday it would kick off a preliminary investigation into alleged corruption surrounding the disbursement of government funds intended for people with disabilities. KPK Deputy Chairman Bambang Wijoyanto spoke of the anti-graft body's surprise at the finding. "We were truly shocked to find out that funds allocated to help people with disabilities were allegedly being stolen. There are an indication of corruption in disability welfare funds," Bambang told the Jakarta Post on Tuesday. Research. The Team 7 of DPOs is undertaking research with the aim of being able to recommend a better system for the Ministry of Social Affairs, or Kemensos, to plan, disperse, and evaluate payments, or bansos, made to people with the disability. The inquiry looks at the process rather than the more typical charity model. The information gained will help in the development of tools for monitoring. This work is being done with Anti-Corruption Research Center, or PUKAT UGM. UGM is University of Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta. The Woman Against Corruption. Saya Perempuan Anti Korupsi, or SPAK movement that was launched in April 2014. Within a year, people with disabilities are actively involved in the SPAK movement and have successfully strengthened the network with the KPK and other anti-corruption activists and organizations, especially in the Bandung area. SPAK now has women with disability as part of their membership, and representatives from DPOs have been invited and participated in training. This engagement was facilitated and supported by the AIPJ anti-corruption staff. On the 8th March 2015, the representative of the DPO village in Bandung started to work with SPAK Bandung and other anti-corruption women's organizations. Together, they launched the Anti-Corruption Family in conjunction with the celebration of the International Women's Day celebration. In April 2015, for the celebration of the first SPAK anniversary, village SPAK agents, in a collaboration with SPAK Bandung and MAPPI, or Masyarakat Pemantau Peradilan, Judicial Monitoring Society, ran a training of trainers for college students, including people with disability. As a follow-up action, in June 2015, a disability-specific group was established in Bandung with the support of Yuyun and her DPO village, called SPAK Disabilities Inclusive. In early August 2015, together with the KPK and other organizations, met with the Bandung mayor to discuss the International Anti-Corruption Day celebrations, where Indonesia will celebrate in Bandung. At the meeting, the Bandung mayor gave a special attention to people with disability. The meeting also formulated a plan to form Gradasi or Anti-Corruption Disability Movement. This movement was declared on 27 September 2015 in the form of an art workshop. The objective of this movement is to increase public awareness to the importance of anti-corruption education and the accessibility of the people with disability. The strategies that were used: first, people with disability shared their own experiences and those of their members, which helped to increase awareness and create understanding and motivation of the AIPJ staff person to engage on the issue. Second, networking opportunities between DPOs, representatives, and mainstream program staff and other mainstream actors facilitated sharing of information and promoted action. Third, participatory learning and information exchange opportunities on issue and achievements in disability inclusion helped create awareness and improved understanding. Fourth, joint action between people with disability, DPOs, and mainstream organizations was supported. Fifth, research to gain evidence as a basis advocacy and for determining and supporting action. Sixth, media coverage to create awareness and as part of advocacy for action. Factors that supported the positive changes: strong and committed individual leaders of DPOs who could work effectively with the AIPJ staff and present the issues clearly to KPK and other mainstream actors. Commitment and support of AIPJ staff to mainstream disability. Once the staff were aware, saw the issue as relevant. Interest and commitment of the officials at the KPK further motivated and encouraged the AIPJ staff. Factors that did not support the changes as had been expected. First, generic training on disability awareness by the AIPJ disability team did not create interest or generate ideas for the AIPJ staff on areas or options for disability inclusion. Second, risk to the individual advocates due to the publicity of the press. They were not prepared for this and were scared and intimidated, and as a result some withdraw from the activities. Third, commitment of people with disability as research informants is low because of limited understanding about corruption, and due to their marginalized position and high dependency, they have very limited knowledge what in fact is corrupt practice. They are also highly dependent on the government-nominated assistant or the companion, so in some cases are fearful of revealing corrupt practices. Third, the changes that have occurred at an individual level for the AIPJ staff person involved. The individual AIPJ staff on the anti-corruption team now understand the relevance of their work in anti-corruption for people with disability. The staff has applied their skills and knowledge in anti-corruption to help the DPO representative present the corruption that they and their members have experienced. Members of the AIPJ team have become strong and passionate advocates about the injustices experienced by people with disability due to the action of corrupt local government officials, and are now committed and actively include disability as a cross-cutting issue. The staff are working with the DPO representatives and their members in the activities supported by the anti-corruption team. For example, supporting their inclusion and participation as members of the network SPAK and building stronger evidence about the scale and impact of the corruptive practices that are taking place in terms of the cost, both at a personal and at a societal level. Fourth, key lessons learned. First, personal experience shared by people with disability are important factors that help increase awareness and create understanding and strengthen commitment to disability inclusion, and may be more effective than generic training on disability rights and inclusion. Second, committed individuals and team leaders who champion disability inclusion within mainstream programs are important agents for promoting and creating positive changes, harnessing the interest and commitment of others. Third, facilitating links and networking between people with disability and people working in mainstream organizations creates opportunities for information sharing and mutual learning and creates the potential for identifying joint areas of interest and action. Fourth, well-researched and presented evidence strengthens the advocacy and influencing results.